doer.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, Coach. Welcome to the Straight Red Car. Get off our lawn. Look at this place. Look at where I am. I'm in my parents' house.
Hey.
Yes, I am visiting. And I came down for 4th of July. I got an interview in downtown Indianapolis. And I'm moving here into, not my parents' house, but I'm moving up north so I can hang out with Brett and harass him on a day-to-day basis. I already harass you. What does it matter?
The funny thing is you're literally a stone's throw away, man.
I know. You're literally 5 minutes from my parents' house. I don't think I'm going to live exactly. I don't want to live this close to my parents. You know me. I need my space and time. So, hey, welcome to Straight Red Card, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend, a great 4th of July, also known as Independence Day. I don't know why I did that accent, actually. But I don't
will be our Independence Day.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, here's a few things. I made some mistakes on recent shows. I'm going to take full responsibility for them. I said the owner of Mallorca was also the owner of the San Francisco 49ers. Incorrect, Eric. Stop smoking so much pot. All right. The answer is the Phoenix Suns owner. I also said Jude Bellingham played out wide. I mean, he does when he plays left midfield and right midfield, but he's predominantly a central midfielder. Why I thought that? I don't know. I mean, I have to be honest, when I watch Reyna, when he plays for Dortmund, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the other players. I like focus on Reyna. So I'm like, pass Reyna the ball. Give Reyna the ball.
Hard not to pay attention to Haaland when he's scoring goals.
Like, I'm all about analyzing Reyna's performance. I don't care about Jude Bellingham. He can suck an apple. I really don't give a shit. And that was a nice thing I said. Apple. Apple. I mean, we're going to crush that English team in the World Cup. We're going to do it. And then I'm going to get behind that blow-up doll and boop, 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 right here. Yeah. All right. So,
hey, Chris, what's up, man? I know that we're going to mess up your intros to our show now with the whole Derek's no longer saying what do you usually
okay, I don't even know.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, something like that. So anyhow,
intros changed.
I just want to take responsibility for my errors. I've been a little lazy in the brain lately. And then guess what? Allergy season for me ended like the plant that makes me snot up and cough. My eyes all swell up and make me feel like a dumbass. Like, because you're just, it's just on your head constantly. It's done. It's over. Whatever season. And so I have been so much more energetic the last 3 days. That might be scary to some people, actually. I mean, I'm already a pain in the ass. Now look at me. All right. By the way, the word lunged looks a lot like the word lunged. They look the same exactly. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I found that just a little freaky the other night. Somebody spelled the word on one of their shows, lunged, and I don't know what it was referenced to, but I was like, lunged, and lunged. I mean, I don't think lunged is a word. Is
lunged even a word?
I lunged down that whole cigarette.
So, I mean, with it not being an actual word, I mean, of course, you can make anything, the same spelling as another word if you make it up.
I don't know. I mean, I lunged it down the hallway because I really had bad diarrhea heading towards the bathroom.
This is why I say the Deep South line starts at Martinsville, Indiana.
What?
I'm
moving up here with you. Quit being offensive to people who live in Bloomington. All right.
I lived there a number of years myself. I could do whatever I want.
All right. I guess that gives you some clear thing to nibble on there. Okay. So, yeah, Brettos is getting shit. We get it. That's because something he said was kind of a little wiggity whack. It was a little wiggity whack. And we love Max. But we all make mistakes and we all post things. Well, I don't on Twitter that don't really clearly delineate our full beliefs.
I guess in fairness, and we'll pull it up here in a second, what he actually technically wrote wasn't a mistake. I mean, it wasn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
it wasn't wrong.
Ignoring certain aspects of life.
Well, what did he say? I'm not sure I remember.
He says, also, for all the MLS haters on U.S. men's national team Twitter, take a wild guess where 90% of the U.S. youth national team CONCACAF champions play.
They don't play.
Well,
they don't play.
You're nitpicking here.
I mean, none of them play. None of them.
You're nitpicking because they're part of the MLS. The MLS system, and that's what he's pointing to.
Well, then he should have said that. Don't you think? I mean, even the players.
Well, I mean, in theory, he could be saying they might be playing, and they might be playing more in MLS Next Pro.
Okay,
but you never know. That's still part of playing in MLS.
Even the players that are in Europe that weren't called up, like let's use an example, Che. Mm-hmm. They're MLS products too.
Yeah.
So if Max was going to point that out, then he kind of missed it here. Just a little. It's okay. All of us don't clearly say what we're supposed to say. I mean, we've all done it. I mean, I just told everybody that Jude Bellingham was a winger a week ago. Okay, we all say stupid things. Or in this case, you just didn't get the whole message out. That's all right. Did Max Bredos isn't wrong.
Technically,
no, he is right. Technically, he's absolutely right.
100%. What he said is perfectly accurate.
Yep.
Now,
the only word he says play. If he would have said,
was that your nitpick of it all?
If he would have said, wild guess where 90% of the U.S. youth national team CONCACAF champions ride pine, I would have been totally fine with this post.
I mean, even players who ride pine in EPL still play in EPL. They just play in that. That's the league that they play for. Now, they may not play much or at all, but they still play in that league. I didn't know that's what you were nitpicking about. My nitpick on this is the fact that yes, 90% of the players on that field plays for an MLS team.
Okay,
but
couple other things.
Discrediting the fact that the European teams, and even MLS teams for that matter, weren't required to release their players.
And did not.
That was my big beef. Not beef. I don't want to say beef. That was my nitpick about it.
That was not your beef. That was your wiener. Your small little wiener dog. Because listen, not only do they not really play, all right, but the problem with this is he comes at it like this. For all you MLS haters. So he's already coming at certain people. And if you're going to come at them, you better not give them any little way they can hang your dick up on in a knot and then swing you around from a building. And that's what Max did. He left a little line there. And so, this is attackable. But we love Max. He's going to do a better tweet than this next time. I guarantee it. He will. Because he's going to learn from this. He's going to be like, yeah, I just called them out as haters. And now my comment doesn't really take into a fact that a lot of players weren't released by their teams, et cetera, et cetera. And it doesn't take into a fact that most of them ride pine and don't play at all for their club teams. So, hey, is this the real Filippo Silva?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
It's weird seeing not as tactical, but,
His name, I thought his name was spelled with one P. Maybe I'm wrong. If the Euro player went, it would have been even easier if the Euro players went.
Yeah. Well, this is the argument and thing we always have to explain to people when it comes to every US U20 World Cup or even Olympic qualifier, is that there are going to be a number of players that are playing abroad or playing, maybe riding pine, you don't know. But people that are abroad that would be starters, would be players, contributors to the U20 if they could have been released, but most of them don't get released.
You know what?
Every 2 years we have to explain this.
I think Max could have said, for all you MLS haters, take a wild guess where 90% of the youth CONCACAF champions would have come from, regardless of whether they were coming from Europe or whether or not they were or were not released from their MLS team, or as they are right now, they would have all had some sort of MLS Academy background. And if he would have done that, he would have been absolutely fine. So, but come on, Max, we don't hate MLS. The reality is that it isn't a top league, and our national team benefits when players leave by age 23 or earlier, way earlier, 23, to try and challenge themselves in Europe. And that's not always going to work out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you blow this up a little bigger? It's kind of looking like the smallest clitoris in the world. There we go. All right.
Work on your aim, Derek. Come on.
And those are always challenging to find. All right. The tweet is for those that love to hate MLS. If you don't hate it, give it credit here. The immediate response is to take shots. Don't you find that odd? No one is saying it's an elite league, but it's ours. No, it's fair. It isn't. It's not elite, but it is ours. So I think, hug it a little on occasion. Wonderful. He posts 20,000 YouTube accounts. I think you're mistaking him for Grant Wall. All right. We love you, Sam. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great 4th of July. Can you see my hair, Sam? Look at I got hair. People didn't believe I had hair. I do. I do have hair.
It's me that doesn't have hair.
That's correct. That's why you're wearing a hat.
The problem is, guys, I have no problem, expressing my lack of hair. My problem is that all the lights in here will end up shining onto it, and there'll be a huge glare right about here.
Yeah.
And it'll just be a constant hindrance, and it's just not something I want to deal with, guys.
And it's okay. You had hair once. You enjoyed it. Life goes on, I had a lot of hair once. A lot. And most of it's gone. So it's okay. I'm not
less for
bald
me to
or
take
anything.
care of.
But look, my hairline used to start here, and now it's up here. All right. Oh, another thing. I just want to report this because I think we've talked about it before. But the Isle of Man TT racing this year, Isle of Man. I'm Manx. I'm part Manx. I'm a lot Manx actually in my test, my little whatever that was called again. 23andMe or whatever. Anyhow, I'm a lot Manx, and we already knew that. We knew. And the Isle of Man is off the coast of England somewhere, and they have a crazy bike race, and then they have a side saddle racing race too. And every year, at least 3 people die. They die. Brett, that is not.
It got my attention again.
Brett, people die there every year, and this year they broke the average of 3.3. And 5 people died this year.
Good for them. Way to go above and beyond.
What do you expect when the race is run along a walls built of stone? And if you wreck, you run into walls of stone, you're dead. That's it. It's that simple going 200 miles per hour on a bike, or 180, or even 150. Your bones turn into little tiny pieces. All right, Leeds fans already shouting for Leeds to recruit Paxton Aronson. Are they? Have they not had enough Americans since Adams just went there for his physical?
20 million euro.
I mean, American Leeds fans?
So there was I saw the video and I read the subtitles because I was at work. But yeah, no, there's some Leeds fans, some content creators that have come out and said that that Leeds should already be actively scouting and recruiting Paxton Aronson.
Maybe. Paxton be better off just going to Salzburg. Just like his older brother.
Big contenders is obviously Leipzig and Salzburg.
Yeah, and it won't be Leipzig. But, Salzburg is a great place to make your next step, as Aronson, his older brother, already proved. So, oh, by the way, there's breaking news. Caleb Stanko to Tripoli in Greece, free. So he's staying in Greece for another season. Caleb Stanko. Why are you looking confused? You know who Caleb Stanko is.
I'm just saying, why is this breaking news?
The fact that I added breaking news to it is to accentuate how unimportant it is. How's that?
We could be going over a ton of those type of breaking news stories that people were going to be like, oh, Caleb Stanko still plays?
He does still play. He played in Greece for one of the best teams in Greece last season. and now one of the not as well. I think they're a pretty good team too. So Tripoli, Asteras Tripoli. So we'll see how that works out for Caleb, but he ain't playing on the U.S. men's national team anytime soon. I don't care, if he scores 20 goals in Greece, doesn't matter, and he doesn't score goals. That's not his thing. So.
Imagine if you're playing for the best Greek side, even if you're not meant to score goals, you should still score goals.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I felt personally. But, I mean, I played midfield, but I love scoring goals. So, all right. We got questions before we head to the actual big picks of the situation? All right. Let's keep it short. I'm going to need some time to go through these disagreements. And by the way, Sam, unfortunately for you tonight, we don't really have anything. You might, but I haven't heard your opinions about some of these things. But anyhow, we'll get to the disagreement part here soon. What do we got? Brett W. Brett Winner. Where do you all stand on federation requiring all levels of the national team playing the same system? I think it's stupid, but I think it's also smart. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. It really is. It's a double-edged sword.
We've talked about it before. My problem with a federation implementing a system overall is that you're not taking into consideration the players you have and their skill sets.
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of creepy also because you're like watching the U20s and you're like, ugh, you get that icky feeling. It's like, ugh, this is Berhalter ball. Ugh. But in reality, it worked. And I think the U20s actually pull it off and do a better job at it than our senior team do. So they looked.
It definitely helped. It definitely helped who we played throughout the entire U20 World Cup. Let's wait to see what happens when we actually go to the U20 World Cup. Yeah, and see how well we implement it. And that's not to bag on our qualifying group. They did their job. One thing that I always bag on the U.S. about is that regardless of who we're playing, we always tend to play to their level.
Yeah. And
that's the one thing I can say the U20s did not do. The U20s played their game and they went out there and dominated the entire tournament. Now there's definitely some easier matches than others. But quite frankly, I mean, they did the job. They did what was required of them. And some of them will see the U20 World Cup. Some of them have built inroads into more MLS time.
Yeah, I'd like to see us play not Goofy, Daffy Duck, and fucking Foghorn Leghorn. When we don't play those people, give me a call. And all these motherfuckers going crazy and saying, this player, that player, this player, that player, they should all be on the fucking senior team. Dude, they don't play for their club teams. Chill the fuck out. Let them get on the club teams and play some club ball. All right? I mean, don't jizz all over the room just because you watched us play all these shitty teams. I mean, even Mexico's shitty. Canada was embarrassing in this U20 lineup. So, listen, let's not get too excited here, even though I just did. But that's where I am right now. And he says, I know Tact and Pete aren't fans, but if I recall, this was a big thing preached by the Dutch Federation back when Ernie Stewart was at ASE. Well, that's really funny. The Dutch did it back then because they totally fucked that up when they hired who's the guy who managed Atlanta United, that Dutch guy, that moron, that Nimrod. Who was that guy? I forgot his name. Anyhow, somebody's going to tell you up on the side there, which I'm not reading. Somebody's going to tell you who the former Dutch manager of Atlanta is. Anyhow, he's an idiot. And obviously they did not stick to a system.
Pete's got
Thank
it first.
you.
Chambers got it first.
Yeah, Frank de Boer. Obviously, they're not too worried about a system because Frank de Boer has a system that is outrageously stupid that he used, and they let him be coach for a while. So obviously they haven't stuck to that. But I agree with you in general. I don't like a fixed formation and a fixed system. I think that's stupid. You don't learn anything if you become single-minded.
You can have a fixed mentality, like a specific, like, we're going to do high press.
We're going to kick your ass.
We're going to do this. We're going to do this. That's fine because you could do that on a number of different formations with a number of different positions. And I know Chris was joking when he said this, but you could still change the formation where we could play the 10 and still
No,
do the
we
high
do
press. So
You can play a 10 and a formation where there is an actual 10 and play a high press or some sort of version of it, of a press. So, yeah. Anyhow, next question before we get down to the disagreements we have with certain other, indie, what do we call them? Indie
peeps.
pontificate. No, they're not pontificate. They are proselytizing.
Content creators.
I don't know what they're doing.
Influencers.
Content creators?
They're influencers.
Creators. All right. No. All right.
They're going to be reached out to by the government to push the narrative.
It's important.
Not us.
It's important in some ways. Yeah, exactly. It's important in some ways to model what disagreement, like good disagreement, looks like. So we all know that Pete and Tact are going on holiday, right? They're going to be gone
together,
Tact's,
right?
Tact's going to Mexico. No, not together. Tact's going to Mexico, and he's going to eat a lot of good food and hopefully not, drink some bad water and shit all over himself. And then
best diet ever.
Yeah, Pete's going to Europe. Best time. It was awesome. Great
do
food.
It at the very end of it, like as you're boarding the plane, just
and running. So I hope that doesn't happen. I hope he has a good time. And those guys deserve a break. So I guess they're doing like mutual vacations together. That's like they timed it together. Imagine if we did that. Wouldn't that be weird? It's like, hey, Brett, is it okay if I go on vacation a couple weeks from now?
Son of a bitch, Derek! I swear to God, you're gonna work.
Maybe we should work out mutual
7
vacations.
days a week.
All right, now that's
66 days a year. I'm adding 1 day extra.
Hey, but we do stay in touch when we can't do a show or moving or doing something. So Sean Weeks, with a one-time switch rule, it doesn't really matter if someone plays for the youth team anymore, especially if they feel they could be on someone else's senior squad and play, they'll make the switch. Wow.
So basically with the one-time switch rule, it doesn't really matter if people play on youth tournaments, because if they feel they can play for somebody else's senior team later, all they have to do is file the one-time switch, is what he's saying.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's true. But what the one-time switch offers in this scenario is it offers the player the power to not get bamboozled and predatory capped.
Led astray. Yes.
Say, you will be the future of insert random nation's team here, and then you never get to see the field ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happened a number of times before the one-time switch occurred. So the one-time switch has its benefits. I mean, hell, look at Jermaine Jones, prime example.
Yep.
Played throughout the youth level, ended up making the one-time switch at senior level.
John Brooks. Oh well, that didn't work out so well. Timothy Chandler. That didn't work out so well.
Tyler Boyd. Didn't work out either.
Oh, poor Tyler.
Bacon. Oh, not Bacon either. Shit.
I'm sure Tyler wished he would have stayed with New Zealand at this point. But that's on him.
I bet you Bacon just wishes that he would stay healthy for an entire season.
Yeah, he's done.
Poor guy.
His goose is cooked. All right, where are we going next? U.S. men's national team is locked in for the next two Olympics. Hurrah! U20 World Cup, Saza. This year's World Cup, oh my goodness, and the 26th World Cup. Oh, jizz all over the walls. Please tell us, what can Mexico and Canada promise to their young dual nats that the U.S. soccer cannot? You know what they can promise? I'll tell you what they can promise. Hey, buddy. Hey, you, young player. You have no shot at making the U.S. national team. You should probably play for us, okay? That's what they can offer. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, I think short term, I think with the lack of the U20s and the lack of the Olympics could play a factor in some players' ultimate decision making here. Whether it's playing for Canada or playing for Mexico over the U.S. But as a whole, with Mexico at the very minimum, and their lack of upcoming talent, from at least from what I've seen, they may have some upcoming talent, but they're not playing it for whatever fucking reason. You could they could probably still just sit there and say, hey, like you mentioned, like you literally just said, it's an uphill battle for you to ever play for the United States. Come play for us.
Okay, and so let's just get to it now. This is where the crux of my major disagreement with Filippo's comments when he said, recruiting dual nats, does this help? And he answered the question because of the U20 success and the US success. Does this help recruiting dual nats? No, it does not help recruiting dual nats. Why would it help? Look at Germany. They can't keep any of their fucking dual nats. Why? Because the better they get, the harder it is for a guy like Malik Tillman to realize harder for him to become, so aware of the fact that it's not hard, actually, that he's never going to play for Germany. God, that was confusing.
I think it was harder for you to say that than it was for him to come to that decision, man.
I know. I feel like somebody hit me in the head with a hammer.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here.
The whole point is that there's a reason Malik Tillman is playing for the United States or chose us. There's a reason that Tyler Boyd chose us. Well, no, that's a bad example. There's a reason Brooks joined us. There's a reason that
Musa?
Yes, Musa. There's a reason. Musa's a great example. He's got no shot at playing for England. He knew that. Or if he had one, it was going to be in that 5 to 10% region. Why fuck around when you can come play for us? So the better you get as a team and a club, the harder it is for you to hold on to your dual nationals, especially when their nationality, their other option is Mexico, Canada. There are a lot more options on those teams where you're going to get to play eventually. Why do you think Ochoa that picked Mexico? It was also because he has a shot there. All their goalkeepers are old or older. Ours aren't old. And then look at Araujo. Araujo's got no shot. He's a backup.
In fairness to argument against Ochoa in this situation, our goalkeeper happens to be one of the most up in the air question marks ever. In this cycle, it's pretty much guaranteed who it's going to be.
And he's still
maybe you're fighting for that third spot, but maybe come 2026. I mean, you're looking at goalkeepers who are riding pine at their respective clubs for the most part. Mind you, now they're getting kind of loaned out and they're getting chances. They're going to get chances moving forward here, hopefully. But I mean, I don't. Ochoa could have easily been looking at the Mexican goalkeeper situation, saying, "Well, geez, I mean, they've been calling in 4 goalkeepers that are all above 30. I feel like my time has come."
Yeah, look at Des. Why do you think he picked us? You think he thought, I just love America. I don't think that was the only reason he did it. I think he looked at Holland and he said, you know what? I'm going to really have to battle to ever play for this team at left back or right back. It's going to be an ongoing battle. This is not something that's going to be easy. This looks easier. I'm a starter for the USA. And then you look at Anthony Robinson. No fucking way Anthony Robinson will ever play for the English national team. So my point is, the better you are, the harder it is to get your dual nats to stay. Because if they got an option to go play for Algeria or Morocco or Iran or whatever, they're going to go do that because there's more possibilities there. So anyhow, that's one disagreement I just had with Filippo on that particular issue. I'd be happy to debate it. And actually, we've been talking and texting back and forth about having a debate. So maybe that's a good one to have a debate on. I don't know.
I'll say that maybe the recruiting process he's referring to is more so that you could pitch, well, we're going to the U20s or we're going to the Olympics, and who knows? And he brings up a possible left back option in Gomez, officially making a decision for the United States because of something like this. As a possibility. His
phone call to Gomez is, all right, listen, I know that the fucking Mexican team have a bunch of fucking they're a bunch of old motherfuckers, and there's probably a better chance you're going to get to play for them before you play for us, because we have our guy now, and his name is Jedi. And I realize you're going to have to fight against Jedi to play, but really, even though it's going to be harder if you come and play with us, I think you should still pick us. I think that even 20 years or 5 years down the line.
20 years. Jeez, his longevity.
I'm just saying it's not easy. He's got Anthony Robinson in front of him. So
okay. Well, then the follow up is like, well, the backup to Anthony Robinson right now is kind of like our starting right back.
That's true. You
So
could be a backup.
Maybe you can look at getting backup minutes. Maybe you displace Jedi later on. I don't know. Maybe not this World Cup by any means, but yeah. No, there's I don't know. So there was Filippo talked about how like Gomez was planning. There was talk of Gomez possibly making a decision to play for Mexico, and play for them in the U20s and the Olympics, and then obviously work his way up into the seniors, etc. And his argument, I guess, at that point would be, well, they can't offer that now. We can. So I don't know. It's a tough situation. I think there's a number of dual nats that might be swayed one way or another. I think the Mexican American population is a tough one to persuade because there's so much culture and historical backing with their families and various things like that. That trying to convince them to say, hey, we're in the U20s this year, we're in the Olympics coming up, you want to play for us? That may not necessarily be enough to sway them.
Well, okay, let's just use Malik Tillman as an example. Do you really think that he picked the United States just because his heart and soul was with us? No, I think he did it because he looked down the line and he said, fuck, Germany's fucking loaded. And by the way, there are a lot of other German players who have done this, and they're tickling my balls. So let me accept that tickling and join the team. That's what he did. That's all it was. He was a smart kid. He knew how big of an uphill battle it was going to be for him to ever get like a minute on the big boy team in Germany. I just think we got to be real about this. I don't think that the fact that a team like Germany gets better and better and better helps them keep their dual nats. They're losing dual nats left and right. Honestly.
Well, I mean, I guess you got to consider the dual nats that are in contention for actually playing for Germany compared to those dual nats that aren't necessarily in contention.
Well,
you bring Malik Tillman as an example. I mean, yeah, he's a dual nat, and he could have in theory played, and they were trying to work him through the system, but he was probably looking at it saying like, I have a longer career possibility playing for the United States, and probably played out his future.
Correct. The whole point being, we're a weaker team than Germany. Pick us. You got a better chance. The other way, listen, if and this goes for our Mexican, when we say we're a better team than Mexico is going to be or is currently because they're really old, that's a hard argument to make to a Mexican American dual nat because they're looking at Mexico and going, that's a bunch of old fuckers. So I got a better chance over there than I got here because all the players on the U.S. national team are like 23 and under. What's my shot? And if they're that good now, they're going to be around for like 7 more years. I'm never going to get a play on this team. So getting better doesn't really help you. It actually helps you to be shitty. How do you think we got so many of these players in the first place who couldn't play for Germany and came to us because we're worse than Germany? I mean, that's my argument. I don't think that makes any sense. The fact that we're awesome now does not make it easier for us to recruit dual nats. And I'd like to know which dual nats we're talking about. Because if we had some specific examples, then maybe we could go down them one by one and say, okay, no, that doesn't help that guy. Or that does help that guy, that we're better than ever. But I don't know how much better than ever we are. And I don't think it really helps recruiting that the U20s won the CONCACAF Cup. I don't think that really made any difference to anybody.
Luke talks about you guys. I don't think that it helps our success. Sorry. I don't think our success helps our dual nats recruiting within CONCACAF.
No, it does not. If you're a Haitian American and you play, unless you play center forward, and you're looking at the midfield going forward for the United States of America, and you're like, well, fuck, I've got no fucking shot at that. They've got McKennie, Musa, De La Torre, Adams. Fuck, that shit's locked. I'm going to go play for Haiti. What going to bother playing for the United States when we've got that kind of talent? So anyhow, unless they're extremely talented, like Josie was, and Josie came and played for us. So, I mean, if they're that kind of talent and it's undeniable and they can make that decision, then fine. But I don't think it makes a difference either way how we did in this U20 tournament or how good the fact that we qualified for a World Cup. Doesn't matter. Jesse Negron, let me know if I pronounced that correctly. Not Malik, but Musa and Des picked us because they want to play for the U.S. We don't know that, and you don't know that either. Nobody will ever know what they were thinking and what they were saying. I'm sure they wanted to play for us.
Well, I will say that Des played with us since our U17s. Yes. So he's been through our youth system and then eventually picked us at the senior level.
I'm not going to pretend.
I don't want to second guess any dual Nats decision as a whole, because that's not what we're here to do. But I would say you could easily make the argument without Des flat out saying back when he was in the U17s that I only want to represent the United States. I don't want to ever represent the Dutch.
Jesse, I appreciate the comment, but I'm sorry. None of us will ever know the inner depth thoughts of any of those players. They are going to give you this, and you're going to have to take them at their word. But believe me, there was calculation that went into that as well. It wasn't just a simple, you know what? USA gets my dick hard, and guess what? The Dutch team doesn't. That's not how it works. There's a lot of thought that goes into this for these guys. So, but
I also want to reiterate,
Des, it would have been easier because he's been with us a long time. Musa, he just got on this train. Okay. So I'm sure it was difficult for him, but maybe it wasn't and we will never know because he looked at the English team and said, fuck, that's a pretty young team.
I also want to reiterate this point is everything we're saying here is not a negative connotation towards any dual net that opts to pick for the U.S.
No, I'm a dual net.
Whatever their reasons for picking the U.S. is their reasons, and it's
perfectly acceptable.
Yeah,
perfectly acceptable.
If they chose, and again, this is not something that if I was a player and I chose it for this reason, I would never espouse and say this to everybody. But if they chose us because they were never going to make it on the other national team, again, it doesn't fucking matter. They're playing for the United States, they're representing us, and they're going to work their ass off. I guarantee that because if they don't work their ass off, they're not going to play for the U.S. either.
They're going to be Timmy Chandler. Exactly.
So this is not degrading their decision by any means.
No.
So don't take this in a negative take, guys.
Who's taking it negatively?
I don't think so. I haven't seen anybody really.
I want to junk punch some motherfuckers. No,
I'm getting early. I'm getting under just to nix it right in the.
Oh, you're pre-thinking bad things. Don't do that.
I assume the worst in everyone.
No, I know you're just trying to
I'm negative Nancy, guys.
You're trying to dust the shells before anybody notices. All right, I get it. So anyhow, that is a disagreement we just have one there, and that's fine. And I guarantee you, if Filippo wasn't sipping on he doesn't drink. He wasn't sipping on
Cuba Libre.
Yeah, something like that. Then, we're going to have a good conversation when he gets back from his vacation about this very topic, because he is probably going to watch this and he's going to say, he's going to either say the one or two things. Oh, that Derek, I'm going to get that motherfucker. Or he's going to say, yeah, I didn't really think of it that way. Maybe he's got a point, but I still disagree with him. But so we'll see what happens. All right. You want to take another few comments or questions before we move on to disagreement number 2?
Sure.
Sam, sorry, we don't have a disagreement with you yet. We're working on it. Getting Mexican-American dual nats will always be hard. Goes beyond just the game of soccer. But Diego Luna is a great get. The way he represents the culture from his style of play to his tattoos, kid represents well. Yeah, I'd agree. Also, no way he's 5'8". Okay. All right. I don't know anything about his height. I think he's yeah, it sounds about right. 5'9"-ish, maybe somewhere around there. 8. He's a tank.
I think he's saying that he's not even 5'8" with the LOL there.
Listen,
It doesn't matter.
People
Use a
have,
freaking tank.
people have forgotten how many Mexican American dual nats we've had on the national team over the last 20 years. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not going through the list again, folks. Look it up yourself. There's a lot of them. It isn't just Herculez Gomez. There are a lot of other ones. A lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that we're going to lose some of the best ones. I really don't. And I don't think Ochoa and Araujo count for me as some of the best ones. I don't.
What about
Jonathan Gonzalez certainly does not. I mean, he's a bench player now.
Man, talk about epic meltdown on all social medias when that occurred.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, we're losing Gonzalez. Well, dude, chill out. Chill out. He made his decision. He made his bed. Now he's going to have to sleep in it. Single greatest celebration in U.S. soccer history changed my mind.
It says, winning a World Cup semifinals match is an accomplishment, but beating the English 2 days before 4th of July and mocking them by drinking or tea drinking is something else.
I remember that. I thought she was smoking a joint.
That's what I thought too.
And I liked it. And then I heard she was mocking them by sipping tea. And I'm like, oh, man, I thought she was smoking a joint. That sucks. That's what I thought. Just me.
Pulling out a classic.
Brandy is better than that. Brandy who?
Chastain. Scored the PK, ripped the shirt off.
She's
Woo!
ripped her shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hot.
Classic.
It was hot there in that game, too. It was hot outside. So she must have been relieved. All right, what else we got? Chris Gary. An all-star cast tonight. Thanks for giving me something to do while I recover from the Rona. What the fuck? What do you mean all-star cast? It's just us. It's just the same two dudes. All right. I think the USA, but thank you. I appreciate that. I think the USA playing in the Olympics is big. Sure, they are not as popular as they were a few decades ago, but it does help the U.S. men's national team brand, especially with those who only want to watch women's national team games. Well, it's certainly going to help the women's national team brand because they bring their best players when they go to the Olympics. It's not a B team. We're going to probably bring a B team. Well, we are. There's no question about it.
It's going to be a U23 team.
Yes. And yeah, it's going to be a B team.
Well,
it's not going to be the best of everybody we have.
Yeah, and here we go. Yes, I thought you were having Tack Pete and Sam on. Brett sled me. I correct him later on down here. You can see our title down here. See, look at that. But let's answer this question, I guess, first. Going to the Olympics is big in the sense, for me, that it's more time. It's more time for players to develop at an international stage. They get a little more experience playing players worldwide than just their domestic MLS or even Euro League, for that matter. It's just more development. However, this is an argument we've had with others, is that I don't think it's going to improve the fan base. I don't think it's going to increase the number of people watching it. I think most people who are going to be watching the U.S. men's national team are either U.S. men's national team fans already or the U.S. men's national team fans that bleed over. But I don't think that we're going to get the average non-soccer watching population watching it because of that.
Yeah, the average jagoff is not going to care about the U.S. men's national team. Now, at the Olympics, first of all, we've been clickbaiting. Okay,
yeah,
I don't know what that.
That thumbnail you provided me, Derek, is clickbait.
Got him. All right.
Yes.
So I'd never said any of those fuckers were going to be on this show, and we love all those.
I did say the All-Star does describe Derek and me pretty well. This is just going to be a typical duo stream, no third parties. We are on a bit of a time crunch tonight, but we plan to get 11 Yanks, tactical manager, and Sam back on soon. And we'll need to make sure we get time scheduled for Jake as well.
Yeah, all those guys are going to be on eventually. We hope to have like a really good, awesome discussion too. I mean, I'm glad, I'm getting to finally, point out where there are some moments we disagree, including the Olympics, because you watch the earlier shows with Pete. He was like, it's really important. I should use that Minnesota accent that he has, that we get to the Olympics. It's a great
It's a Minnesota accent.
A great opportunity to bring in new fans and the average fans to get them, win them over. No, those motherfuckers aren't going to be won over because we beat goddamn some team in New Caledonia in the Olympics. They don't care about that. They're not going to care. They're going to go, rah, rah, rah. Oh, and then other people are going to, well, where the fuck's Pulisic? Why isn't he on this team? Where's McKennie? Why aren't we playing our best players? Where's fucking Zimmerman when you need him? Now, some of those guys might make the team, but most of them aren't. So the best of the best aren't going to be there. I don't think that wins dick over. I don't think anybody cares about the Olympics. Look at their ratings. They have gone down almost 50% since 2012. From 2012 to 2016, the ratings went from 4.0 to 2.9. And in 2020, it went down to 1.6. Nobody's watching the Olympics. No one cares. Olympics, squirt, squirt. No one gives a shit. No one cares. It doesn't. Only thing it does, as Brett said, was give our youngsters a chance to play in a good competition and show what they can do. Otherwise, fan base, what? Seriously? Fan base? Is that what we think the Olympics are going to do for men's soccer? Now, people follow women's soccer in the Olympics because guess what? They bring all the big girls, the best they got. They don't have that U23 limitation.
So and that just so I can get rid of the comment here. We would not have Jake on a live show by any means because of that reason alone. It would be a recorded show, and we would probably have to do it during the day on a weekend. As far as the Olympics are concerned, I think Casanova has it off best right here. I only watch beach volleyball during the Olympics.
You know what I watch? The only thing I watch is what is it? Barrel jumping. That's it. Oh shit! They took that away in 1954. Damn it! I really don't watch much of the Olympics because you know what the Olympics is now? The broadcast. It's like a 45-minute goddamn show about this person and their hardships and how they rose to where they rose. And now they're about to run the 50-yard dash against so-and-so and this and that. And God, well, let's hope they win. Because they're such good. They're such good human beings. Look at how they're. Look at all the people we interviewed who said they're amazing persons. So now they got to go out and win, and they never do. And when they do, who cares? I don't really care about the guy who skis and this is Winter Olympics, obviously. And then he has to shoot 3, things on a fucking whatever. And then he skis some more. And I mean, I'll watch it, but I'll never remember that guy's name who won the gold medal in the skeet shooting or whatever the fuck that's called. Cross-country shooting? I don't know what it's called.
He's got his own Wheaties box, man. Come on.
Now, if they had barrel jumping, I'd remember that guy because that's a dangerous sport. All right. We should want to win the Olympics. Of course we should want. Satan, what the fuck are you thinking? Yes, I want to win the Olympics, but I also want more than 16.7 whatever to watch it. And that's really low for the Olympics. When I was a kid, the Olympics were fucking huge. They were big as my balls when I was the sickest of my sickest. All right. But now they're shriveled up little peas. That's what the fucking Olympics is now. No one cares.
None of us are going to actually sit here and say like we don't want to win the Olympics. Of course we want to win the Olympics. The problem is clubs don't have to release the players. And in fact, they fight tooth and nail to try to prevent you from releasing those players. Yep. Now, when you talk about somebody brought it down with Neymar in Brazil, when you're that high of a profile player, you have a little more leeway, a little more sway with saying like, hey, I want to go and represent my nation at the Olympics.
Right.
And they're like, no. I'm like, well, then, my knee, my leg, my back might just be hurting. I might not be there for the beginning of the season.
And the club can just say, fuck off. No.
Yeah.
They don't have to let this guy go because it's not a FIFA window. The Olympics is not a FIFA. You think FIFA, who runs the World Cup, wants the Olympics to be as big as the fucking FIFA World Cup? Fuck no, they don't. That's why they make it a closed window, a non-open window, not a FIFA window. They don't want the best players for every country to go play. That's why they made it a U23 tournament. That's why they want it. They're glad it's a U23 tournament. They don't want that shit. So Pulisic should play. If Pulisic wants to play, and depending on where he goes next, then he should play. But he's going to have to convince his club.
At this point, given his track record of injury and Chelsea,
I wouldn't play him.
Would have to say, yeah, you can go represent your nation. Go do that, buddy. But I don't see it happening because, again, Chelsea's going to look at it and go, yeah, that's like 3 to 6 games where you're likely going to hurt yourself. Let's not do that.
If I had a player,
I pay you big bucks to not do that.
If I had a vital player who played on my club team and I was a club manager and he was vital to my team's success, why the fuck would I let him go play in the joke that is the Olympics? It's a joke. Olympic soccer is like Olympic baseball. It's a joke compared to the bigger World Series and the World Cup. It's a joke. It's a hearty, hard laugh. All right. So I don't get, I mean, when I was younger, the Olympics were awesome. They were big. They were huge. I loved watching the Olympics. Nowadays, the coverage sucks. All they do is bullshit about individuals. They barely show any sports or any activity and actually anything going on. So why isn't the women's U23? Because from what I remember early on in the discussion was that some of the smaller nations wouldn't be able to compete at all if they had to bring a U23 team.
Not only that, but man, I mean, you're talking about a small number of countries that actually compete at the senior level, anyways, with the women's game.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if everybody had to field a U23? I mean, there'd probably like a handful of teams that would probably be very competitive.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it would kill the revenue, quite frankly.
Yeah.
If you don't include the big who's for the women's game at the Olympics, yeah, it would absolutely kill their viewership.
And it's another way for the women to make money because let's face it, the men make most of their money at their clubs, and the women just simply don't at their clubs. They don't make that kind of money at their clubs, so they need these kind of events to boost the sport, number one, and two, make some money. Let's be really honest here. I think they get paid something. I don't know what, but yeah. Anyhow, the 2020 Tokyo primetime ratings for the Olympics were down 42% from the 2016 Summer Games. 42%. And that was during COVID, when nobody had anything fucking else to do but watch X Hamster and Pornhub. That's the only distractions they had. And by the way, once you're done distracted by that and you've done your thing, why not watch some Olympics? Well, nobody wanted to watch the Olympics in fucking 2020. So it's not a good sign for the Olympics. And I don't find it to be that important for building supporters in the future. Now, Brett's already said it. It's important for building maybe some player confidence and giving some guys a shot. But as far as building the fan base, yeah, no, not at all. The turd in the background. Glad you finally fucking showed up, motherfucker.
We can blame me. I didn't highlight. His intro came a little too late. And,
that's fine. I'm just kidding with
him.
No,
he called me out. I had to go back and find one for him.
All right, the turd in the background. The Summer Olympic Games, also known as the Games of the Olympiad, are a major sports festival celebrating the best athletes playing sports you don't care about from countries you've never heard of. This is great. It's so true. It really is so true. There's so many of those sports you're like, what the fuck are they doing right now? I know a lot of people get in. What's the thing with the brooms and the ice, and then they have a little rock.
Curling.
They shove curling. Yeah. I actually watched some of that. It's not that bad, but I still don't fucking understand what they're doing. I don't understand the scoring system.
It's shuffleboard on ice.
I know, but I don't understand the scoring system at all. I really don't get it, and they never explain it when they have it on. But I'll watch it because I got nothing else to do at like 3 a.m. when that comes on, right? Because that's when it comes on. Pretty late. All right. I think we're about done. We're getting near.
This is a keyboard. This is on top of Chris Gary's comment earlier. But Keyboard asked about Berlin Amerikaner. Why he's not? Maybe we can get him on here because he's got a good accent. I cut him off immediately and said, "Well, Hoosiers don't have accents." Oh, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, both. I think both.
I feel like he's managed to escape Twitter's grasp on people.
Huh.
So
he has kind of quieted down, Taylor.
He hasn't said anything since like May. On
you
Twitter.
think he got like a new job? You think he's like running German Goo Girls or something now, and he's really busy directing and starring in? You go, Taylor. We miss you, brother. God, we used to actually have like conversations in German back and forth with one another. What happened to that? I feel like you abandoned us. You left us to the worms and the termites and the maggots. No. You didn't do that. You didn't do it on purpose. That's all that matters.
Right.
Eldon Hashik. I got his name right. And I better because he paid $2. Olympics without the crowd sucked. Also time zones. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Time zones were a bitch too. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what the Olympics can do to regain their former glory. My guess would be hire somebody other than whoever they've been hiring. Was it NBC? To actually do the Olympics, because they do a shit ass job. Like it's a total fucking whack job. It's like, oh, look at this person. Let's do a feature on this. Oh, we're gonna let them get to know the person that's coming skiing down this hill. We're gonna get to let them know personally about everything about them and why they're so amazing. And then we're gonna go to the show and watch them ski for 2 minutes. Really? Come on. It's ridiculous. Just tell us in fucking 1 minute. Tell me about this jizzy skier coming down the hill. Let me know why she's so goddamn fucking spectacular. And then get on with the tournament and watch a tournament, whatever they call that. And let the motherfuckers go down the hill. Let them ski. Let them ski. I like the bobsled. So do I. I enjoy the non-fatal crashes.
It's like just like any other racing, you want to see the crashes, but you don't want to see anybody get hurt.
I don't mind them getting a little hurt, but I don't want to see them die.
No.
I mean, a good knockout is good occasionally, but bobsled can be pretty fucking dangerous. I used to love to watch the bobsled. That was really awesome back in the day.
I remember as a kid, I actually went to the theater to see the documentary about the Jamaican bobsled team.
That's not a documentary, motherfucker.
What?
You well know that. I'm sorry.
I found out that everybody needed to find out about how Jamaica had a bobsled team.
That was a Disney thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, Cool Runnings.
I remember that movie. I liked it at the time.
Yep.
I don't think any of the
only time I've watched bobsledding.
I don't think any of the actors were actually Jamaican. They were all Americans doing Jamaican accents. Yeah, I'm almost 100% with that. There might have been one or two. I don't know. But John Candy definitely knows nothing about bobsledding. He might have after that. He might have after that fucking, that movie.
Runnings. I'm curious now.
What?
I don't know any of the actors outside of Candy.
I knew one of them, one other guy there, but that's about it. By the way, U.S. Soccer, that tab they have, Become an Insider? Isn't that disgusting? Become an Insider? You can simply click a tab on U.S. Soccer, pay lots of money, and become an insider. What? An insider to what? An insider to exactly what? Not any decisions you make for sure. I know that much. It doesn't matter how many tickets I buy. Yeah, there's a whole section called Become an Insider, and then a bunch of the proceeds go to U.S. Soccer academies or whatever, which is fine. Yippee-ki-yay. That's awesome.
You can sign up for free.
For free? Nothing's free, Brett.
Yeah, you get here we go. Just go ahead and share this. I mean, nothing's free. You got to submit an email, and then you get hit up on a bunch of spam mail. You get access to the insiders only app features, pre-sale access to tickets, access to insider rewards. First
Shouldn't this
look at
whoa,
starting
whoa, whoa.
11. The first look at the starting 11.
Nude? Actually nude? Or
Mhm.
do you get
Opportunities
to
to purchase World Cup tickets? That's
I mean,
all.
so far, everybody gets everything. What's the difference between being premium and a Circle Insider? Maybe there's some sort of Circle jerk you get to be invited to with the Circle Insider.
Exclusive and first look content? What content? I see no content ever. That's one of our bitches about it.
Circle
Exclusive
Insider.
apparel. You can pay for a premium membership just so you can pay for premium apparel.
Did you ever Circle Insider? I know I have. You do that kind of hip thing. Circle Insider. Circle Insider. What a horrible fucking name. You Circle Insider? I'm a Circle Insider guy. Yes, for sure. I'm a member.
Pay $500
Awesome.
a year for that shit too.
God damn. What comes with that? I don't know. It's the same as the premium member. Ask those guys. I don't know. Alex Martinez, $4.99. Thank you, brother. Needs came out. Needs came out. World Cup fans are not allowed to have sex at Qatar. Only if they are married, they can. It's the law over there. Yeah, they got all kinds
no
of.
one night stands, guys.
Yep. And you're not allowed to be gay or a lesbian. I don't know. You can't drink. You can't walk down the street, whip out your cock and just start wailing at it. You can't do that in fucking Qatar. You will go to jail. But there will be the super drunk guy who tears all his clothes off. And after a game, he's super drunk and runs down the fucking street nude, fucking swinging his dick and nuts around. Somebody's going to get in trouble for that shit. And I hope it's not bad. And I hope they're ready for that because they're going to be freaks. I mean, just look at the F1 race this weekend. All right. They started shut up, Brett. The F1 race, they were racing. They started the race. And because there was a huge wreck on turn 1 and Zhao almost he flung his car into the wall, which he was lucky to stay alive, actually. But if that didn't happen and a red flag wasn't woven or waved or fucking whatever it is, there's a bunch of morons on the straightaway who had ran out of the crowd and formed a protest line on the straightaway in an F1 race where the cars are going 200 miles fucking per hour.
How many got hit? I may have to go back and watch this.
Unfortunately, none of them got hit because there was a red flag out for the wreck on the first turn. Otherwise, they could have put themselves in dire straits. The drivers, the people who run the tournament, all those people, they're putting at risk so they can get their fucking little jollies and do whatever they're doing. I don't even know. I don't care what they're protesting. I really don't care. I don't care if they're protesting for fucking puppies living forever. You don't get on an F1 track and put everybody else.
Calm down, Miazga.
You don't put everyone else at risk and all their lives at risk because you got a fucking hard on for some issue or whatever issue it is. I'm sorry. That's dangerous. And it could have. They're lucky there was a red flag. Otherwise, I don't know if you've ever seen an F1 car hit a human being at 180 miles per hour, but I have. Not in person. I've seen it on film. And guess what happens to their bodies? They're shredded.
They call it the red mist, right?
Yeah, they're basically their body explodes into a million pieces. They turn into a rag, basically a wet, bloody rag. That's what happens to them. Listen, if you're going to protest a sport, and we got people protesting, they run onto soccer fields and football fields, and that's fine because no one's going to get hurt by that, except for the people that have to tackle your stupid asses. But if you're going to do it on an F1 track where you're going to kill yourself and maybe the driver too, and maybe somebody else that he ends up hitting him or one of the stewards on the side of the fucking track, I don't really care what you're protesting at that point. I don't care. I have no empathy for your protest at all because you're a moron. Basic bottom line. And I don't even know what they're protesting, Brett, because I have not, and I don't care what they are. They could be, like we said, Puppies Live Forever organization. I
think they're protesting the insect burger meat that they're feeding them over in Europe now.
God, you know what? It's in Europe, so I have no fucking clue what they could possibly be. It could be like stop making hamburgers, or assholes stink, ban assholes. I don't know, but anyhow.
Thanks for the
Cannon
$4.99,
Pod.
Alex. By the way.
Thank you. Yes, I thought I said that already.
No, you said thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Just say too.
Yeah.
I want to be part of it.
Let me in, man. Let me say thank you.
I want to say
dude.
thanks too, guys.
Dude, I want to say thank you. You don't get to say thank you all by yourself, motherfucker. All right, Cannon Ponds, $5. Damn, for $5, I'm reading this nice, clean, and slow. Winning gold would draw viewers to the sport, would force mainstream media to talk about it for 5 seconds. And then everybody would go back to watching fucking All About LeBron or wherever goddamn whoever's moving from the Nets to wherever else they're moving, and the NFL and Tom Brady and whoever else they're fucking jerking talking about that day. It would get 5 seconds. I love you, Cannon Ponds, Cannon Ponds, for the $5. I really do. I love you like a brother. But in this point, I'm gonna have to disagree with you like a brother and say, for 5 seconds. That's about
So
it.
I think where this would benefit the most would be the disenfranchised U.S. men's national team fans that swore off the men's game because they don't win anything, and the women's can go and win the Olympics and the World Cups. Why can't the men? The men can barely qualify for the World Cup. I think that would help maybe bring some of them back to the fold. But again, those are already soccer fans are already watching the sport. So
Can I also say this? I'm allowed to say this.
Sure, you're allowed to.
They're not winning gold. Come on. Cut down on the heroin. I mean, I love this team. I love the young players, but they're not going to win gold.
You never know.
I did right before I went on the show, Jose. Why do you think I am so clear of mind right now? The only difference is I've drank a lot less than I usually do. So I came on the show a little buzzed, a little stoned, but hadn't drank much. I'm trying to catch up on that. And I'm also in my allergies were over 3 days ago. So I am hyped, man. I am like the first time I can breathe. I can breathe through my nose. I can see because my eyes aren't all red and swollen. So I'm just thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be fucking alive. And so should you, by the way. All of you should be thrilled to be alive, even though times aren't the best. Buzzkill. All right. Where are we going next? I think we took care of it.
We've got that clip from of Brendan Aronson we always bring up.
I think that's the one where I put it together because, listen, Brendan Aronson's new nickname is Bro, and you're about to find out why.
And we're teammates.
Yeah, we're teammates.
I'm a good chef.
Oh, that's
chef.
sick. That's sick, bro.
I can make food. Cheese as well. So.
Oh my god, bro. Yo, you gotta cook for me. Damn. Bro, I get up to cook and I just can't do it. This is tough, bro. I gotta say video games, bro. That's bad.
What about your family, bro?
I mean, yeah. Just because the way that I was living in Austria, bro, I didn't have anybody there, so like...
Of eating.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
I have so many...
Bro, I just don't even notice, to be fair. Like, but I just kind of grab it, bro. Grab a couple. There you go. Bro, this is hard.
Yeah.
I'd probably say him. I mean...
All right. So that... I watched that interview and I just thought, I think they all said bro a lot. But then I figured out it wasn't really Musa. He said bro once. It was mostly Aronson. And they also have him going out and playing golf with his teammates in one of the things too. It's really fucking hilarious. He is I like his I don't know. He seems like a guy who just sees a free spirit. I like that about Aronson. So don't take this as me making fun of Aronson. We all have our comments that we say a lot. Brett says, I stand firm all the time. Like if we went through the last 2 years.
Or in all honesty, those are two big ones for me.
Yeah. he'd be as hard as a rock constantly. So he's always standing firm. I don't know if I say something all the time. Probably has something to do with testicles or balls. I'm sure I do something like that. I don't know. There's probably
testicle injuries are a serious matter. It's good that you bring light to the situation.
It's good that I was so open to allow the rest of the world into my testicular challenges back in 2019 or 18 or whatever the fuck it was.
I will never not know what an eagle claw is now.
I know. Yeah, all you know is when you hear that word, run for the hills. That's all I got to tell you. Don't let them do it. All right, guys.
Don't play me like that, Clayton. Don't play me like that.
Brent.
I meant to say Brett.
Okay. Quite frankly. Oh, that is one of your ones. You do, quite frankly. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you're being frank about this, Brett, because butthole and testicle injuries for Derek. Yeah, I do see that. I say, yeah, he pulled his left testicle. That's pretty much a common thing I say when I don't know what the actual injury is. You say cock a lot. Is it me or you? I'm sure that's me, right?
It's gotta be you.
I think I say cock sucker, cock, motherfucker. Cock. I say a lot of that stuff. And I apologize if you have children in the room.
I'm looking at the chat, quite frankly. I see I've got a lot of idiosyncrasies that come out.
Oh, you?
Yeah, there's another one, by any means. Do I say by any means?
Yes, you do. You do say by any means. Yes. By any means. Yeah, you'll just like, it's like when you're kind of thinking and like there's this thing that you're thinking about, you build up to that, like that point you're going to make. You say by any means. He's not the best player by any means. That's what you'll say.
No,
they're not the best.
That's fine. Say though.
They're not the best team by any means. That's what you'll say. Yeah. I find your idiosyncrasies fucking fascinating because I think they're freakish. Like I've never heard anybody said, I stand firm.
No, I guarantee you it'll I don't think about what I say enough to not say that.
You can guarantee he will be standing firm the next the month from now. He will be. God damn it, I can't figure this out. Don't point this way. Point this way, stupid. He'll say it again because he can't help himself. Just like I can't help myself saying cock, fuck, suck, penis, twat, and all those other things. Yank Report, the internet is great about letting you know about your idiosyncrasies. I'm sure they are, Sam. I mean, yours, you do have your own, and they're very unique, and I love them. Like, you are, like, uniquely Sam. Like, it's like, when I click on the show, I know what I'm going to get, and it's pretty awesome. And when you come on our show, and you drink with us, and we have a good time, I know what I'm going to get, too, which is fucking great. So if you haven't watched the Yank Report, go watch it. It's a lot of fun. He does some good shit. And if we disagree on something, we can find. Maybe you should have a debate. I don't know. I don't know if you want to be included. This is something that I've been talking with Pete and Tack about. Like, let's have a debate. Let's find something we fucking disagree on, and then go toe to toe. Let's have a real debate and show show people what a debate looks like. Instead of using name calling and calling somebody like, hey, man, I grew up in fucking Turin for the first 10 years of my life. And my mother stroked my cock as I played fucking elite 10-year-old fucking soccer from ages 6 to 10. And then I know more about Italian soccer than you fucking ever knew because I am who I am.
I like that you almost roboted out there too.
I almost did. That got ruined. Somebody ruined that on purpose. But then Chris Gary, Derek versus Sam. Paxton Pomacall. Ooh. I don't think Sam believes Paxton that much anymore. I could be wrong. But I've not been busting Paxton Pomacall's balls. I've just been saying he's been injured and he's got a long ways to go to come back from that injury. And no European team is going to be interested in him until he plays at least 2 seasons well. And he played like shit last season. I'm sorry, he did. He played like shit, but so did everybody else at Dallas. And now this season, he's doing better. So we'll see what happens. I haven't written him off. I don't know. He doesn't like my fire. Circle inside.
Nicely done, guys.
Pete, Filippo, and Sam are going to file a copyright claim on you guys for the clickbait thumbnail. I don't think so. But that'll be fun. That's more of an MLS thing, okay? That's more of some douchebaggery thing to do. You used 3 seconds of our video. I think we're going to have to file a copyright claim. And when Derek calls Douche Mania at MLS, who he's talked to before, but doesn't want to ever hear from him again, he won't call him back. He won't. And then, guess what? We won that copyright strike, you fucking MLS douchebags. Ha! Sucker
Derek,
dicks.
your MLS take there was a little too intimate to my ears. Please don't ever do that again.
You mean when I talk like this? You like that, Brad? It's kind of hot. All right, we are out of time. We're done. We're out. We're out of time tonight. I got a fine thing. I've got to cut it here. It's over. We love you guys. We will be back, however, on Thursday. What the fuck are we going to concoct to talk about on Thursday?
Figure something out.
Sharks? Buttholes? I don't know. This could be really interesting.
Maybe the first 15 minutes, Derek.
All right. Anyhow, we love you guys. Thanks for all the great support and all the super chats tonight. We will be back. I won't be in this place next time. This is like a weird kind of country thing going on here. Look at that. Man and wife together. I guess it would have been appropriate when my wife and I were still married, but it's not appropriate now. I sleep here by myself, and my dog's dead too. It's just me. So it's like, oh, Derek, you're missing a woman on the other side. What? I am. I guess I am missing a woman on the other side. Oh, shit. Ex-hamster, where are you? Okay. Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and especially share it with your grandmother. Okay? We love you. Ta-ta. The game is, it's on Saturday? I'm not sure.
20s?
Yeah. I don't know what time.
I'm pretty sure they said it was the 25th on the game itself. And then Canada was playing on the 26th.
Well, I'm going to a dinner with my parents.
Let's pull up the website.
So I'm not going to be able to watch it live. So we're not going to be able to do a show. But I don't even know what time the game is.
Here,
no fucking
I'm just going to share the screen so that way you can see it.
I'll just watch the replay.
I'm on the U20s page.
All right. The fuck? The game's in 2 days, dude. How hard is it to fucking get this information in?
Guys!
What the fuck? What are they going to wait a couple hours before the game for the date, match, venue, and broadcaster? Yeah, this is the problem, right? This is the fucking problem. Get it? You're gonna do her. Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me.